I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I'll follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, oh, you're the best part.
Okay, let's just hope this is mildly in focus. Let's get some music going. Because I'm just a big chill hop girl. So I wanted to make this because I think the healing process is very important to every single person, and we all have stuff that we need to heal from. But no one, at least for whenever I started this journey, I didn't really have a specific person I looked up to in my personal life that I like aspired to be, or like had all these qualities that I wanted to embody. Like, I didn't surround myself with that kind of stuff. I feel like I was kind of in the dark leading myself, and it is a really difficult journey, but it's also a very rewarding journey. So that's why I think it's important for everyone to take charge of their lives at one point or another and just really focus on growing and healing and just improving yourself. And as a result, your life is just going to be better, like for real. So I came up with 10 different things, 10 talking points that I think are helpful. So the very first one is to cut out social media altogether. And it seems like something that people always say, like, oh, like if you go on a social media cleanse, like you'll feel so much more refreshed and you'll feel better and you'll feel healthy and like just good whenever you come back to it. But what I have found is that it's not good ever. Well, not ever. There are some positive things on there, but in my opinion, there are way more downsides to Instagram. So it's something that I used to spend literally like 14 hours a week on. That's a lot. That's obsessive, too much, so unhealthy. And my problem was just the whole comparison thing. And after stepping back for a second, I'm like, okay, what if I just like cut this out completely? Didn't re-download it. This took a while for me to like come to this realization. Me just discerning and choosing what's important and what's not important, and Instagram is not important. If you're not willing to do that yet, which in my opinion I think it's the most effective way to do it, it's not the easiest way, but it is the most effective. But unfollow anyone and everyone that you don't personally know. This is like different cases, like either or, all of the above, whatever, but this is just for me. People that I don't know or talk to, and that they're not like a personal human being in my life. Like maybe I met them out one time. Okay, well, do I keep up with them? Do I like actually care about their lives? Do they actually care about me? And do they actually care about my life? No. You need to stop all that shit and just follow the people that inspire you, uplift you, make you feel good about yourself, that you don't compare yourself to in a negative way. The next thing is to look out for yourself and know that at the end of the day, you came into this world by yourself, and you're also going to leave this world by yourself. So once I kind of like realized this, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I can't rely on anybody for anything really. Like, I need to like learn how to be so self-sufficient and independent that I don't need other people for anything. And before I realized this, I was the most codependent person that I ever knew. It got out of hand, it was unhealthy, not good at all. So the way to do that for me was to step back and cut out everybody. This is my journey, this is not what you need to do, it's just what worked for me. But it actually happened at a perfect time, this dedication to my self-growth. It was at the very end of the school year, summer pretty much. So it was 3 months for me to like have complete solitude. I hung out with like literally one friend at home a couple of times in 3 months. But other than that, it was just me. And like other people could sit there and be like, that's lonely, that's depressing, that's not good for you. But like, sometimes you do need to spend time alone so that you can reflect and like have your own thoughts, because the more you're influenced by the outside world, aka social media, people that don't feed you encouraging words and inspiration, and they're just not a good energy to be around, why would you fill your life with that? So you need to sit there and reflect and think about what's important to you, and why is it important to you, and why is it something that you let affect you. Like, if you become too wrapped up into something, figure out, why am I so wrapped up in that? And then, like, you'll also be triggered by certain things, and you need to ask yourself, like, why does this bother me? Like, what is the core reason why this action that this other person did upsets me? Again, could go into a whole nother video about triggers alone, and like that one's actually pretty interesting, so I might make its own little thing on triggers and how to heal those. And then the fifth thing, dip the fuck out when needed. Because if you're in any setting, if you're in a social setting, you're in public, you're at a friend's house and you just don't want to be there, and it's just not your vibe, it doesn't make you feel good inside, it doesn't make you feel happy. If you don't feel that way in this environment, then you need to remove yourself from it. You need to take care of yourself, and you need to make you a priority. Also, just to trust your gut and your instincts and your vibe that you feel in your heart about something. And once you learn to trust these things instead of your brain, you will be shocked how much happier you will be. You will be shocked with how much more content you are with life in general. And then the other thing is music. I have made 2 playlists that I constantly repeat, like all day long, every single day, that I created based off of feelings that I like. Okay, so I just like to get in my feels. That is my thing. I love sad music. I love emotional music. It's my shit. Find music that feels good for you. It could be like whatever, but as long as it like feels healing to the soul, you're relaxed, you're thinking about stuff, or you're like reflecting as a result of listening to it, I think that's good music in my opinion. And also, don't live in fear constantly, because if you do, your life will suck. And fear is like a false way of looking at something, because like fear is in your head, it's not the thing itself, it's like how you're perceiving it. Speak up whenever you want to speak up, express yourself how you want to express yourself, be who you are, and don't allow your fear to hold you back from being that person that you deserve to be and that you are meant to be. Because the more you cover it up and bottle it, your life is not going to be great. Okay, this thing needs to quit cutting off, it's rude. So what I was saying is, like, bottling up all this fear and covering up who you truly are, you are not going to be happy, and you're doing it to yourself. It's literally you're self-sabotaging. You're the reason that you're not succeeding. You're the reason that you're not getting that relationship that you want, that job that you want, your dream. You feel like it's like so far away and you can't do anything about it. Like, those are things that you're telling yourself, but those aren't truths. Like, you can change anything any second. Like, you're literally a new person every single day that you wake up. Like, you have a brand new opportunity to be yourself, to express yourself, to heal, to grow, to change, to try to, like, act differently. And by that, I mean, like, act like your true self. Because if you haven't been, like, you need to dig down to the core and figure out who that person is so you can show up as them, because that's how you're successful in life, and that's how you can get what you want, and that's how you can be happy, is finding your truth, living your truth out, and in turn you're going to be so much happier. But just like control your environment. I think that's what I'm trying to say, is like in an experiment you have certain factors that you can control, and you can do the same thing in real life. Like, putting yourself in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable, well, you could control that, and guess what? You don't have to go. Or if you are like planning on hanging out with somebody, but then like you just don't feel right about it, and you just don't think it's going to be a good idea because it's not going to be like a happy, good time, and this person maybe drags you down, but you feel obligated to spend time with them because they've been your best friend. But like, whenever you're going through this journey and you're changing, you need to start cutting out things that are no longer for you, and that's the hardest shit. It is hard. It's not fun. And you go through a lot of phases during your journey that feel kind of like lonely, like, oh wow, like I'm the only person that thinks this way. No one else in my life gets me like this. But once you realize that, you can embrace it and be like, no, you know what? This is dope as fuck because I'm confident. I know who I am. I know what I want, and I'm going to keep chasing it. And I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to be fearful. I'm going to be courageous. and I'm going to chase my dreams. And if I let other people around me bring me down with their bad energy and I choose to be in that environment, why am I exposing myself to that? Because that has nothing to do with where I'm trying to go in my future. So we're going to cut it. So like over time, like the more you practice it, the easier it'll become. And then like you won't have as much emotion tied into it. And you'll be able to quickly make decisions that are good for you and good for your highest good. And I think that's also super important. Like even if something right now doesn't make you happy, but you know it's a decision that will benefit you later in the future, and it is like something that's going to help you grow and something that's going to help you learn, you should do it. Putting yourself in situations, even if they're kind of scary, you can still learn from them. So no matter where you are right now in your journey, you'll learn something. You just have to have an open mind and be willing to learn and be willing to be open to change, because change is scary. I don't like change. Most people don't like change, but once you learn to embrace the change and you start going with the flow, then that's whenever life will just make sense. It'll feel good. You can wake up, you can feel peaceful, because you know whatever's happening to you today is supposed to happen to you today. You're going to live in the moment. You're going to see what comes your way. Once you put yourself in that space, you'll just start feeling better. And like that will be your new normal. But you have to be willing to let this new side of you emerge. How you choose to be that day, that's how your day is going to be. So just be more aware of like your mindset and everything like that. And then the last thing I'll probably talk about is just never give up on yourself or your journey or your dream. Don't give up on the journey because of what other people say. If other people try to discourage you, if other people try to make you feel embarrassed about what you're doing to better yourself, don't let other people, their criticism of what you're doing, be a reflection of like how you actually are. Because you are not what they think you are what you think you are. I'll just keep making these whenever I have some good thoughts or something I think is worth sharing, but I definitely made this channel just to express myself and my visions and thoughts and creative projects and things like that, and just to document the journey, because I think it's really helpful to see what other people are going through so that it can help you, like, A, realize you're not alone, but B, show you that it is possible. Then you'll get a glimpse of hope. So, yeah. Peace out, blessings, and yeah, talk to y'all another day.